annotations. Nope. That's pretty cool. I think Tasha and I did it for
Miss of Avalon and for
the Power.
For the Power and for Rune Lords.
Rune Lords, yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting lotion on. I got cracky ass knuckles.
I can skip a day because I lotion every day.
I lotion every day too, but the weather, yo, every fucking time. I've got some bleeding ass knuckles too.
Not lotion.
But like Andrea's skin is like resilient. It's like mithril.
I think it's just I've not taken care of it for so long. It's the same with like I've never used lip balm, like chapstick.
Mithril. Mithril. That's it.
What?
Mithril is, had you not fallen asleep during Lord of the Rings, you would know. Shiny, penetrable, shiny, beautiful.
I was really tired that day.
I'm crying on the couch. Boromir is dying. I'm like, I would have followed you anyway, my brother, my king. And I'm like, I look over. Oh, sweet.
I mean, you gotta be in the right mood for it. Lord of the Rings is like some heavy shit, you know?
I'm always in the mood for Lord of the Rings.
I mean, you're a very specific category of nerd, Christina. I love you so much.
Anyway, hello, internet. We're only lovers left in the library. We're a romance book club.
Mostly.
That's it. Just kidding. We are, but like we didn't realize we're doing like an end of the year like meeting. And it's okay. We got some stuff coming up for you loyals out there. In the meantime, this month, remember how we said we were gonna read Maplecroft? Psych! We read Bruja Born instead.
Maplecroft, this is what happened is I said, wow, this book really sucks. And then Tashay was like, yeah, I'm having a really hard time getting through it. So Kris didn't even start it.
Y'all said it sucked.
And after 3 weeks, I was like 22% of the way through. I was like,
we're not going to make it, guys. We're not going to make it. Yeah. All right. So since we all liked Labyrinth Lost and we were really psyched for Bruja Born, we're just like, let's just read Bruja Born. Fuck it. Let's do it. So
it took me like 4 days.
So this is the sequel to the Brooklyn Brujas series. The first one was Labyrinth Lost, like I said, it's by Zoraida Cordova. And if you're curious about what we thought of the first book, then I'll put like a card and it'll like be like, oh, you should watch this instead. And then you come back and watch this too. Okay, that's how that's gonna work. So what was this book about? I want to read it. It's an actual book. And they're both from the library. God.
Yay! Wait, where's my sticker?
Use your local library, y'all. Okay, cool.
I took the book out of the library. And then I renewed it so that
I took the book out of the library, then tried to read Maplecroft, had to renew the book because Maplecroft was like pulling teeth. And then I got to return it on Monday, though. It's due on Monday. I got to return it. I'm responsible. It'll be in on Monday.
Okay. So, what's this book about? 3 sisters, 1 spell, countless dead. It's like practical magic on speed. So, Lula Mortis feels like an outsider. Her sister's newfound Encantrix powers have wounded her in ways that Lula's Bruja healing powers can't fix. And she longs for the comfort of her family, the comfort her family once brought her. I'm terrible at these. Why do I insist? Thank the Dios? How do you guys say this? Dios or Deos?
Deos.
Dios? Because I'm like, Madre de Dios. And I don't know.
I say Deos just because.
Okay. But it sounds like Dedos. Okay, whatever.
I know.
Thank the Deos.
Wow.
Thank the Deos for Max, her sweet, steady boyfriend who sees the beauty within her and brings light to her life. Then a bus crash turns Lula's world upside down. Her classmates are all dead, including Max. But Lula was born to heal, to fix. She can bring Max back, even if it means seeking help from her sisters and defying death herself. But magic that defies the laws of the Deos is dangerous, unpredictable. And when the dust settles, Max isn't the only one who's been brought back.
Girl, no. No. As soon as it's like, I can bring him back, I was like, bitch, no.
want you to be my wife. Okay.
Exactly.
So who got the gold star? I know it wasn't me.
Andrea did.
Oh, and then so you got silver.
Yeah.
I got bronze. I finished this like a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Nice. I got some thoughts.
Yeah.
Who would like to go first? Tell me your thoughts, and then I have some like general questions to ask you because I did think of some.
Let's start with gold. This is gonna keep happening every time you finish first, Andrea. It's gonna be like, go.
But it's gonna deter you from finishing it first. So good and bad. You get the gold, but you got to go first.
I really liked it. I mean, I really liked the first book, and if you saw the video, you know I said the first book was probably a 4, but I gave it a 5 because I'm really into the concept and what the author is doing, and blah blah blah. Well, I like this book more than the first one. I have a feeling I'll like the third one even more because that's the third one will be about my favorite sister. This one was about my favorite sister, but I still enjoyed it more than the first. And I think that's partly due to a couple things. One of my major pet peeves of the first book was the constant like code switching between Spanish and English in ways that just didn't make sense. And I thought she did way better at that this book. Like, you still had the Spanish in there, but it wasn't like shoved in your face every 2 seconds. It wasn't like, if you watch the first video, you know, I mentioned that the first book was like, él walks por the montaña en the nieve. It was just like really weird. It didn't make any sense. Like, nobody talks like that. But this one I thought was a lot better about that. It was definitely more like action-packed. I felt like the first book they wander around a lot. This one, there was always something happening somewhere. It was like really spooky. It was pretty like gory and creepy, and you're right, it did have like those practical magic-y type vibes that are, but not in a way that I was like, oh, this is like a copy of the movie.
It was not like
it was like, no, but it was like similar enough that I was like almost nostalgic, like, oh, this is so cool. It's like watching the movie all over again, but in like a totally fresh, like new way. I got to see a lot more of my favorite character, which is the youngest sister. And I thought we got to see a lot more of how they cast spells and how like they're magic-y. Like we said in the first book, like, oh man, I wish they had spent more time in New York as opposed to in this map. So I really like that this book was almost exclusively like in their city, and you got to see more about like their magic-y United Nations type system of peace. And like,
I got some thoughts, guys.
But anyway, I enjoyed it. I really like, I'll continue to, like, this solidifies my thought that I will continue to read anything this writer writes. Like, I'm here for it. I think she's doing really cool, innovative things. I love her Latina characters. Like, I will read the third book, but I'll also read like any other book she writes pretty much. Until she disappoints me.
Oh, definitely. Dang it, Zoraida, come on.
Ouch.
I like this book. I thought, just like the first one, it was a very quick read. It was a fun read. It was a fun read.
Cool. What about you, Tash? What did you? Tell me your feelings, your thoughts.
I'm realizing you're both wearing top buns. Feeling a little left out. It's fine.
That's okay. We all got del wine. This is our offering to La Muerte, our blood offering.
Yes. I thought it was good. I liked it. It was pretty easy to get through. I gave it 4 stars because I enjoyed it, but I felt like I lost it a little as soon as they started introducing these like organizations. Because like I understand it that there's a group of people who help keep the peace, but suddenly it's like, here come the men in black. And I'm like, really? Like, where did this money come from? It's like a werewolf and a vampire. And they're like,
admit it that like you think Red is cute.
They were the coolest.
Which one's Red?
the new boy.
The new one who's like, just brought you flowers.
Guys, I have some.
I was like not convinced by it just because he doesn't know her. Like, yeah, he's been watching her family, but suddenly he like shows up and gives her flowers, and then suddenly he's the love interest. I'm like, y'all don't fucking know each other. Her boyfriend died.
Okay, but to be fair, he's not all like, hey, come marry me. He's just like, hey, want to grab some food sometime so I can get to know you?
My boyfriend is still dead. My undead boyfriend and I've been making out for the last like 3 weeks.
I know.
There's dead people all over this city.
Well, Andrea and I were and then I won't interrupt you after this, but what I was saying was like all the boys. So I'm just gonna say now. All the boys so far have been like creepy. I watch you from a distance and about you, kind of. And we have decided that this is what Zoraida Cordova is into. She's like likes it when into her from afar, and then like knows all.
I'm just saying. I told Kris that I read an interview where someone asked her which of the sisters she thought she was like more like. Oh, is it in the book?
This is in the back. She's like, Lula is like me.
Oh yeah.
Many characters that many levels that characters.
Yeah. So
we're just saying
it's totally okay.
To each her own. I more thoroughly ship the lesbian relationship from the first book because that has a basis of like a history. They like know each other, and then it grew into a relationship. With this one, it's like, oh my god, some guy's climbing up our window. Oh my god, someone left a heart in my house. Oh my god, like the Men in Black.
Just to clarify for the viewers, she means an actual beating, like human. Okay,
a real human heart.
Yeah, not like the stuff.
Oh my god, I'm under arrest by the Men in Black. Oh my god, my boyfriend's dead again. Oh, thanks for the flower. There's like too much happening. I chose to ignore any sort of romantic development and accept that it was just like a little bit of eye candy because girl needed a break and she needed someone cute who was not dead. But no, I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting how in the first book they really highlight how much weight is carried by Lula's appearance and how she's so beautiful and she's got her curly hair and her beautiful skin and her face and everyone just thinks she's like super pretty, and so that kind of makes Alex feel not really noticed in the first book. And then after the first book, Lula has these facial scars that she has her sister hide as like a penance for having looped the family into this dangerous situation. And then by the end of the story, Lula's like fucked up. She's just like covered in scars. She's been beaten to shit. She's almost died multiple times. And then somehow, despite all of this, she's found this like strength of self and has sort of accepted who she is and the fact that she is this very open-hearted person and has kind of understood the nature of her magic and understood her place in the family. And so she's able to sort of let go of this vanity that was what she placed weight in, because her power wasn't one that expressed itself really in a way that was X-Men style. It was like a healing touch. It was a comfort power. Exactly. It's like it's almost like a more emotional a magic, and then by the end of it she kind of understands how all of it plays just part in a bigger picture, and it was really nice to just see her character evolve. I was kind of over the Max thing. As soon as it was like, oh shit, he's a zombie, I'd been like, girl, kill him. Like he dumped you. And then
I stand by what I told you guys. I think within like the first like few chapters when I started reading, and I was like, damn, I feel so bad for the parents. Remember, because like this is like 2 books now. Like the first book, daughter 1, like almost like ended humanity as we know it. Book 2, daughter 2 ends humanity as we know. Like
so many people died in this book. Like I didn't expect it to go where it went.
nobody's gonna talk to this family. They're pariahs now.
They live in Queens now too. So.
They moved to Queens.
They moved.
Honestly, no, good for them. They have much nicer family houses, and the neighborhoods are a lot more picturesque, and there's a lot of grocery stores. You know, Brooklyn,
they're gonna redeem themselves because Lil Rose would never do to humanity what Lula and Alex have done.
Yeah, I feel like Rose is gonna get looped in. I don't think she's gonna do anything. I think that she's gonna be like the way to solve something.
That's what I told Kris. I was like, I think that she's gonna.
But for this book, I thought the twist of her powers was cool. That like, because in each book they kind of like give you a taste of like something that might be happening with the next sister. So like that she's gonna have some big shit happening. As soon as they kind of explained what her power was, I'm like, dibs! I like her. I want that.
Did you see?
Because I'm selfish and I want every power.
They said that
rogue, basically, just like a rogue.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna take place in like a El Yunque inspired world. So
that'd be amazing. Then that is me because I grew up in El Yunque. Dibs. All right. But no, I liked it a lot, and I'm really happy that they didn't bring Nova back just to have him fuck up Alex's relationship. I was real nervous. I'm like, what do you mean Nova's back?
That Rishi was off in a wedding or whatever, all the book.
Well, I'm glad that she didn't get murdered because like that would have fucking sucked.
You would have gotten murdered too.
True.
You definitely they would have you wouldn't have been able to have it be such a big dramatic accident involving so many people at the school and somehow keep her out of it. So best thing they could do would be like, she's gone. She's traveling. Yeah, I liked it. I'm sure whatever thoughts you have, I'll probably align with them. I'm excited to hear what your thoughts are. Because I did get to some points where I was like, what? Okay, I guess, yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. Earth, wind, water, heart. Like,
no, I was like Fifth Element style. Like I was thinking about that. You know, I said, you watch Fifth Element? Lilo de las Multipas. You know that they get all the yes. Okay, cool.
They get the stones.
Okay. That's where I went. So Tosh went Captain America. I went.
Sorry.
Particular brand. Okay.
Go.
So I like this book a lot more than the first one. Woof. Oh my god. Thank God. I would have given up on this series if this was not good. I really liked it that we weren't in magical fucking alternate universe that I don't care about. I'm glad that it was in the city, in the real world with real world consequences.
Yeah.
I liked the use of magic, like practical uses. And I really enjoyed the story, and I liked Lula's journey a lot, despite not liking Lula at all. I was like, I'm done with this bitch. I don't want to fucking be with her, talk to her. I don't want to be with her anymore. However, I'm here for, like, here's the thing. I'll read a problematic protagonist. She's not problematic at all. I just, so in the first book, I struggled with Alex not wanting her powers and then having to deal with it. And in this one, I was pushing for the character to just get over it. And I realized that wasn't like what was supposed to happen. I was like, oh God, just get over it. Like, it's cool that there was an actual emotional impact from the first events of the book, you know, and that it didn't get all hunky dory and it was fine once Dad showed up. I thought that was great. However, because I have like traumatic experiences with my exes, the fact that Max stayed and then she insisted on like making this work. So, like, I saw it as a metaphor for relationships that need to die.
Yes.
Don't let them. So I was just like, let him go.
He's literally dead and killing people. It's done.
Yeah, but even in the first book, I don't remember him being like this dreamboat kind of guy. He just always seemed like a high school dick boyfriend that she was gonna dump and like move on to her real.
I feel like in the first book they showed him as like a really sweet, like they were like sweet on each other, and like,
they just barely. I think it was tainted with Alex's point of view. She found them annoying, so we wouldn't get to experience them as being a cute couple.
That must have been it because I was like, okay, great. So we're done now. Okay, bye. And then I remembered the bus crash thing, and I was like,
because him and Rose had like a whole joking thing going on. Like he got along with the family. It's like with the sister. It's just Alex was resentful, so I don't think she like could see them as they really were, which is like a cute, sweet couple that liked each other. But then Lulu's traumatized, he dumps her, and then
you know what? I do the work. He was like, sorry, this is too much work for me. Bye. And I was like, bye.
Okay,
but she wasn't like,
but
she wasn't.
To be
like,
fair, like, imagine like out of nowhere, your partner completely changes all of their behavior, all of their personality. You don't know why, because you don't know they're a witch who has gone through this traumatic experience. She's not talking to you. Like, I'm not excusing her, but like, I've been in relationships where like I'm trying to deal with like the other person's like emotional like mood, and if they're not letting you in, like I get it. I didn't fault him for breaking up with her because if your partner's not talking to you, not explaining, like I wasn't mad at him for like dumping her.
No, I don't think I'm not mad at it either, but he was done, so then I was done. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, like me as a reader, I was like, deuces, okay. So he's going to, and then
no, this is what's funny, Tosh. We had this whole conversation, right, where we talked. What?
No, you're fine. I was just frustrated by that. Like, she wouldn't leave.
No, like, we had this whole conversation, the three of us, about how this book is about her reviving the dead or whatever. And then Christina's reading the book, and she's like,
"Oh shit,
wait,
he dies?
Wait, he dies?"
I forgot.
I'm like, Chris, it literally says it in the blurb of the book. If he dies, she brings him back.
I don't know. It just seemed like crazy. So I liked how, I guess it was just out of the bus crash. It just happened. It was so violent.
Yeah, it was.
And I was like, is this a dream? Like, what's going on? And it was for real. And
yeah, I don't think it's a spoiler to say, like, but it is like very graphic. Like there's like it's like very Grey's Anatomy. Like there's.
I was gonna say there's an episode of Grey's Anatomy with the guy and the young girl, and the pipe goes through them.
I believe that Zoraida Cordova watches Grey's Anatomy because that literally happened in an episode, and they were like, "Which one did we pull out of the pole? The one that we pull out will die." Like, but it was very graphic.
Yeah, it caught me off guard. A lot of the things caught me off guard here, and I remember turning to Andrea and being like, "This book is nasty. Like, this book is but not in like a way that was off-putting. I mean, I read horror and stuff, but I was just like, wow, it was.
It goes there. It gets really graphic.
So anyway, about the boyfriend. So I was, I don't know. Maybe it's just I just want to move on from things, and so yeah, I was done with Max, and I got why she stuck with it, and I understand it, and I don't fault it. I was frustrated by it, and I don't know how to say it, me cansaba. I understood that she wanted to fix everything, but she's like, I want to fix it, but I want to do it this way, and I'm like, sometimes things don't work out, of course,
It's because it wasn't I want to fix it. It was I want to fix it, but I also don't want to give up my boyfriend, even though he broke up with me. Like, I want to erase that part of it and fix it by negating his feeling before the accident and instead focusing on how I'm reacting to it.
Mm-hmm. I like that a lot of the things that the girls do are just out of pure selfishness, and it has huge consequences. I think it's a really important lesson to learn. And I think that Alex grows a lot from it, but not to the point that she seems like a different character in the second book. Like, it still felt like Alex to me in the second book. Lula felt very different to me, but in a natural, like, normal way. So I got everything that was going on. I liked the tension between the sisters, and I liked that even though there was tension, they were always like ride or die for each other. Like, I was here for that sisterhood. I loved it that they weren't separated. I loved it that they had to work together a lot. And so, yeah, that's it. Like that character stuff, as a reader, I was like frustrated, not in like this book sucks because of this. It's like, oh my God, this story is difficult for me. I want to progress.
Yeah.
I loved also, the other thing that I loved was the same thing that Andrea said, where the Spanish and the Latinx aspect of it did not seem very gimmicky to me this time around. It seemed like seamlessly put into the book. Like, there was a very good balance of,
yeah, yes. I really think she got feedback from the first book. and then just like was good about applying.
Yeah, that being said, like you should really.
Every book is a lesson.
Yeah, I think that the Spanish could be better, but it certainly wasn't as bad as the first one.
Yeah,
there were mistakes in this.
How did you feel about the? Oh yeah, I found 1 or 2 errors too.
I was like, no. Like if
that's just that's proofreading though. That's the editor.
Yeah.
You know who I wanted to know more about? Nova's grandma and her like poisonous plant.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm getting to that. The other stars of this book were the side characters. Like,
abuelita goals.
I was really frustrated because I'm like, fuck. Like the first book, I struggled with. Oh, I have powers, but I don't want to use them. And the second book had me struggling with, I have these powers, but there are rules. And I'm like, oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Oh,
there's always rules.
I know there's always rules, but like, I was really upset.
That's like across all magic-y worlds, you can't bring back the dead. That's always a rule.
I got it. I get that part about not bringing back the dead, but I just felt like their circle, the circle that their family was a part of, were just
jerks.
We're just a bunch of fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be able to say like, oh, I can totally count on my circle to do something, because they said no at every fucking thing.
Yeah.
They were like, absolutely not. Hey, can you help me like heal this person? I don't think so. Oh, could you help me hang up these curtains? Oh no, my little hole. It was why are you here? And I kind of wanted them to be like, we're starting our own circle, like more deep circle. Fuck
yeah.
I feel like that's what's gonna happen for the third book, is like now that they're friends with like these other magical beings, or not maybe like friends, but they're like acquaintances, like they battled the undead together. I feel like we're gonna see more combining of supernatural beings in the third book, or I hope so anyways, because
fingers crossed. That's it though. Those are my thoughts. I mean, there wasn't a lot in this book that I was like raging about. I like the first one.
Yeah.
It was a fast read, easy to read, easy to get into. If you read this before like reading the first one, their stuff will get spoiled. Like a lot of people say, oh yeah, sure, this is a standalone. This is not a standalone book. Like there are things that happen in the first book that you need to know coming into here, and if not, you're gonna struggle, I feel, because
it's just, even the character relationships are a little confusing if you don't know that there's recoil from all the shit that happened in the first book.
And I like that Rishi eventually shows up. I missed her.
But they mentioned her enough throughout I felt like it was just Zoraida being like, don't worry guys, they're still dating.
Yeah.
There's another tiny mention. They're still dating.
They're still dating. We're still queer. We're queer.
Yeah.
We're here. We still got it.
And that they were very obvious about it too. They're like, your girlfriend, not like your friend.
To go call Rishi to say hi to her and show them titties. Just kidding. I don't know. They were just like talking. I'm just kidding.
So why Abel?
I mean,
teenagers nowadays, come on, yo.
Face off his like parents.
Stop spoiler. Make sure you put a tag on that.
I will. We're a little deep into the video. I don't know.
No, it doesn't matter.
Sorry, guys.
Some shit goes down.
Crazy shit goes down. I'll bleep it.
Bleep it. Although, for the record, nobody apparently found that as disturbing as I did.
I said this book is nasty at that precise moment.
Yeah, but saying this book is nasty, and then Tashay didn't even know what I was talking about.
Because so much shit had happened.
I was literally reading this book at work, okay, during my lunch break when I got to that part, and I went, what? My mate was like, are you okay? And I'm like, no! But then I couldn't explain what it was because she's old.
Yeah, as soon as he, got to the house, as soon as she got to the house, I was like, yeah, that's going to be the thing that happens. I know it. I know that's going to be what will have happened.
But I thought that, but I didn't actually think that. And then it was like,
nah, girl. There's a reason that, didn't he say, or didn't they clarify or something that they hadn't really, gotten to know each other's parents very well?
Yeah, that he never got to come over, and she like, kept him at bay. Like they,
Yeah.
loop.
So there was like a distancing there.
No, but she was friends with his parents and his sister. It's just that he didn't know hers.
And she still couldn't fucking murder him before he.
I get it. That would have been hard for me. I was like, Andrea, would you want me to bring you back? Before I had gotten to the parts. She was like, you wouldn't.
No. I said no.
But I'll be honest, I would have brought you back.
No, this is what she said. She was like, if you and your boyfriend break up, would you still want me to bring him back or just you? And I was like, don't bring back anyone, Kris. Oh no!
Like, I'm bringing you back, and then I would have put you in a little quarantine area, and you would have gotten mad at me, and I would have been like, okay, have fun.
Literally what you're criticizing Lula for. If you had been reading a book like this, you would have said, let your friend go, stab her in the heart.
Whatever.
Christina.
This is not a boyfriend that you didn't break up with me before you turned into a zombie. Like, we were still friends. So, like.
Christina.
Yes.
You can bring me back. Just put me inside a cat or something.
Okay, fine.
I'll be like a really smart cat. I'll be like at the computer.
I'm familiar.
Okay, I do not want to be brought back. And I'm just saying this for the entire internet to know.
I want to be brought back.
Just
I want to know what that's like.
Let me know. Let me go. Not, oh, damn.
You get brought back, it's just intense pain forever. You're like, this was a mistake, but at least I know.
But at least I know. Now I know. Try anything once.
I don't want to eat hearts.
I'm fine with that. Oh my god, trying to be a vegan zombie. Ugh.
Make that work.
I wouldn't. That's why I wouldn't want you to bring me back.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Your instincts would take over. You'd feel really bad about it afterwards, though, and be like, why did you do this to me?
Oh, we're still friends. We can have book club still. Yay!
And then Christina would distract you and your memory would fade, and you'd be like,
Listen, I've always prided myself on the fact that this was after I watched Hannibal. On the fact that no one would ever sneakily feed me humans without me knowing, because I don't eat meat, so like you can't pass off the human meat as animal meat. Mm-hmm. But if you bring me back, you're probably turning me into a cannibal.
I mean, but like, okay, fine. I won't bring you back then. Okay.
Thank you.
Me and Tashay will come back and wreck this world.
I had the same.
Woo! Apocalypse. But at the hands of two cute Latinas. Apocalypse. But we're breaking down the patriarchy. What? Are you mansplaining?
Yeah.
What? Are you manspreading?
After Avengers. Oh, you haven't seen it yet. Oh, Never mind. I can't spoil it.
Oh, that'd be a really funny comic book, though. Like zombie feminists.
Write it down.
Putting it in my notebook.
Oh, yeah, put it in the notebook. Put it in the notebook. It's great.
I'm putting it in my notes.
All right. So, question.
Answer.
What do you think the next book is going to be called? It's got to have alliteration.
It's Bruja born.
Labyrinth lost. I think the next one is going to be.
Well, it's going to be fairies.
There's sorrow or something like that.
It's going to be fairies because of the realm that the dad was the hint that they drop about the realm.
And it reminded me of those books. Did you guys ever read El Bosque de los Pygmies?
No.
No.
Was that in Spanish?
That wasn't Spanish.
I know which one you mean. I remember the cover, but I never saw it.
Like series or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom of Alas. Kingdom of Alas. That's what it. So like a fairy kingdom. Oh, so they're going to go to the labyrinth, literally.
Yeah. So I feel like it's gonna be something fairy related. So maybe the word fae. So like labyrinth lost, Bruja born, and then maybe something like feast of fae, or like fearsome fae.
You found something on the internet?
No, I was just looking to see if there were like any
final fae
clues on the Goodreads, but now it just says the rainforest of Puerto Rico.
Forest of fae?
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's cool. However, again, You know what I mean? Like I thought the reason why I thought this book was going to be about Rose was because she was literally born a bruja, as opposed to the other ones came with their powers, like they developed them.
Guys, Zoraida responds to everyone's comments on Goodreads. Comment on something.
Yo. We should let her know that she needs to let us know when the third book is coming out so we can highlight it for our book club.
Yes, which we are in total control of now.
Yes.
Also, can we talk about how much of a badass Rose was in this book?
She's I love her. She's just so funny. It's one of those things where as she was developing more and more in the story, I was like, I feel like that was me when I was younger. Like just sass, just
Wait,
sassy, getting shit done.
Talking about feminist zombies, but apparently Zoraida also has a book that's a feminist witch anthology. Or she has stories in a feminist witch anthology.
Oh yeah, I read the title of it back here.
Not like for book club or anything, but just like I would read that.
Interesting.
Toil
and Trouble, 16 Tales of Women in Witchcraft. Yeah, I put that on my list. Ghosts. Come on.
Oh, cool. Hey, where's Ghosty?
It was like he kicked the back of my computer.
Oh.
Ghosty, but a point is so she can see ghosts.
I want to see ghosts.
Please come back here. Please.
Oh, God. Oh, I just see the white eyeball.
Yeah, because he's so dark.
I love him so much, and I've never met him.
But see, unlike Indy, when you do meet him, he will lick you and love you from day one.
Every time I see his videos and Christina will do the zoom-ins of him and he's just those big old eyes, I'm just like...
My mom literally came to visit for just a few days and she would have taken Ghost with her.
Oh. No, Mom. I need a constant source of affection to offset Indy's indifference.
Oh, my favorite part, I'm still thinking about Rose. My favorite part of the book was when Rhett was trying to intimidate the people by saying, oh, well, I know that this person is off at this wedding and this other person that you know and love is doing this. And he was trying to give a bunch of information. And then Rose literally channels one of his family members.
His dad, definitely. It was definitely his dad.
Yeah. And he's like, stay on the path, son. And then she
do a good job.
And she's like, I don't remember what she said, but she basically said something like, oh, you can play a that game. If you want to make threats, let's make threats. Like, let's go.
Where is it?
Let's go.
That's such a good line.
To the end. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I liked her. And I'm hyped to read the last one. I'm hyped.
I found it. I found it immediately.
Okay.
Follow the path, son. Make me proud. She clears her throat. Do you want to hear from him, Rhett? You're not the only one who can make threats. Her eyes went completely black. Lol.
That's very happy. I was like, she's such a cutie. I love her so much.
That'd be such a cool power, though, because if you could speak to the ancestors beyond the veil, it'd be like, what was the sancocho recipe? Write it down with la mano izquierda, even though you're not left-handed. Come out from it, be like, oh, word.
Your mom would use it to her advantage. You know what I mean? You'd be dressed to go out or wherever, and your mom would be like, what would abuela say? And then she'd literally make you channel your abuela.
Yeah, but then my abuela would be like, does he have a job? Are you going out to see that boy? And I'd be like, yeah. And he has a job and we're doing well. And she'd be like, ay, qué bueno.
Oh, that's one of those things that if I sit down to think about it too much, it creeps me out. Because if your ancestors are really watching you, then it's don't. Just don't do anything.
It doesn't creep me out. It just makes me sad.
No, honestly, so internet.
Are they watching me shower?
No, I have my ring, right, that I've worn since my dad died and has his ashes or whatever. Now I don't even think about it. But when I first started wearing it, I would take it off to shower. I would take it off to go to bed. I would take sometimes I would take it if I knew I had a big poop coming. I would take it out.
Oh.
I don't want I don't believe in it, but
right.
But what if?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have to sit with you while you take a big dump.
Oh.
While you're on a date or.
Oh, I absolutely took it off on dates. And then,
Oh.
and then eventually, like, now I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't know if the ashes are even still in there. But, like, in the beginning, like, you can never be too safe. Just safe.
I mean, I poop on the phone with my family constantly, so at this point.
Yeah, no, and I do it. I mute my phone and I talk to my mom and I don't even think about it. But somehow the fact that it was like on my fingers.
Yeah. Oh, Nana.
Thank you for sharing. That's really sweet.
Qué linda. That's really sweet.
No, I get you. Yeah, but it's one of those things that if I can think about it too much, I'm like,
I'd wear you around my neck. I wouldn't take you off.
I'm wearing both of y'all on my neck when both of y'all eventually go, and I am just
before you, and you're left the fucking watchtower keeper.
Yes.
Let's be real, guys. The one who would live the longest would be me because I do not indulge in any of the unhealthy vices that.
Unhealthy vices at 2, Drea.
Yeah,
I'm a healthy person.
You are literally lactose intolerant and eat cheese and milk every day.
She's not lactose intolerant. She's just lactose
sensitive. Yes, I have candy in my purse every day.
In my defense, I recently bought a pill sorter, so now I have all my vitamins, and I've been taking them every day. I have my vitamin D and my B12 and my glucosamine for my joints and my daily vitamin.
Okay, fine. Tashay will die last.
No, I'll go second.
Sure. Wait, what? Are you going to do a tanto for me? Like, what's going on?
No, because you don't bring back the dead.
You better bring me back. You better bring me back. That's all I'm saying. If I go first, you're bringing me back.
Look, if Michonne from The Walking Dead can carry her brother and husband around in their zombie state, I can make it work. It's okay.
I'm not gonna do anything.
I'll just turn you into a zombie who only eats acai bowls.
Yeah, just like keep me away from children, and
Yeah, it's fine. I would just stick you on like really annoying pedestrians who block the sidewalk when I'm trying to walk by Macy's.
I would never eat ghost in India.
You can't say that.
I might eat Indy, but I would never eat ghost. Let's be honest.
Oh.
He's the most tender. He's like a little piece of veal.
No, Indy would run away from me, and then I would my senses would be triggered, and I would chase him and eat.
Yeah, but
you know how I eat. I eat very little. I don't eat that much food. Like Indy's perfect size.
Oh. Meanwhile, you look at Indy, and Indy's just like,
you're gonna get him,
baby.
He's not.
This apartment is
tomorrow for Thanksgiving.
Where's my
warm?
I don't want to spill it.
Well, guys. So, any final thoughts? I think read it.
Little baby. Hello. Yes.
Perfect morsel.
He's a little chunky baby. Yeah, I'd probably eat him too. Sorry.
No.
Look at that face. Look at that face. Little chicken nugget. He tastes like a little chicharron.
I don't know what he tastes like. I think he looks like a pollito, like a little chicken. You know?
No, like a little chicken chicharron.
Nom,
Nom, nom, nom, nom, nom.
He looks concerned.
He looks so concerned.
Or he's like upset. He's like, who dares enter my
Ay, Dios mío. But no, I would definitely bring you back from the dead. I really liked this book. I am enthusiastic about the third book. And yeah, man, the more of these we read, the more I'm like, I gotta get my coven. Like, we gotta make a coven, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
When next time we hang out, we gotta just cast some spells and see what happens.
I mean, one of my friends at work was having a hard time. I recommended that they do a binding on the person that was giving them a hard time. And I said, even if it is not gonna actually work,
Mira. Watching check. We are live.
Yeah,
it's offline.
You can't just say that and then.
Yeah, I'll say you have to.
Take it offline. Take it offline.
The only witchy friend we have.
What? Oh my God! Reddit.
Believe it again. Believe.
Carajo! Just put it on a piece. Should what?
This person to just bind this evil person, and they did, and they felt much better because they externalized it, even if it didn't.
Oh yeah.
Best case scenario, it works, and this person saw it to them.
I have had a friend. I fully and wholeheartedly believe in like, if you feel like there's just some negative shit in your body, you can make a ritual that's like personal to you, and it will certainly help you feel better. I have taken like a friend who was going through a difficult time with someone and was trying to get over that person. And I was like, here's what we're going to do. Just write everything that you're feeling on this piece of paper, and then we're going to burn it. And you're going to take the ashes and you're going to push them into this thing that he gave you. And we're going to pour some wax on it. And that's going to be you sealing your feelings for this person away. And I still have the thing that she put the wax in. The wax dried to the shape of a heart.
Ooh.
For no reason. It just did. And then she and him, they were fine. Like, la cosa se tranquilizó. And then eventually they were like, okay now. But yeah. For that moment, she felt better.
I don't think I've ever like done a spell thing like that. You got me a candle, and I like wished really hard for a new job.
Because it was supposed to be about no, the candle I got you wasn't for a new job. It was to like find a new direction.
Yeah. And I took that salty bath.
Yeah, I still, I never lit mine. I still have it. I need to take my salty bath and light it, because
I took my salty bath and I gave it to my grandma afterwards, and I'm like, light this shit for me in front of the Virgin Mary.
I am never gonna forget when I went to, so it was years and years ago. I mean, I was either like a really old teen or like super, super early 20s. This is when my dad was still alive. And I remember that they wanted to go just explore a new town for the weekend. And I was like, oh, hey guys, can we find a botanica? Like, I've always wanted to go to one. And I don't know why my parents agreed, because they were pretty religious, both of them. But they were like, let's go to paseo. And I think we went to like Guanica or something. And we found this, my dad was just driving around. We found this random one. We walked in, and those ladies knew shit. Like, they knew that my grandfather had passed away. Like, they literally told me, like, no, my grandma wasn't with us. They didn't know I had a grandma. They didn't know anything. They literally were like, here, take this soap back for your grandma, and it'll help her get over her loss or whatever.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I wanted to come here as like kind of a joke, but like, this is not a joke.
Oh.
How did they know?
Oh shit.
So, ever since that day, I've been like, some people know shit. Some people know shit.
Some people know shit.
There's no way that they could have known that my grandma was like struggling with grief over like my grandfather. Like, there's no way. Like, we didn't say anything. We literally just walked in the store and we were browsing.
Girl.
Guys, we could be all night talking about people that know things. We gotta move on. No. This is fine. I enjoyed this exchange. We should continue. But like, not now.
Okay, bueno.
So I wanted to end the year with a proper romance, contemporary romance. This book that I wanted to read, it's called The Wedding Date, and it's by Jasmine Guillory.
Is that a movie?
Yes, it's the name of a Deborah Messing movie.
Yeah.
But it's not a book about that movie. It's different. This is
okay, good.
Different. So so I first heard about this book when I listened to Call Your Girlfriend episode where they interviewed the author.
Oh yeah, girlfriend.
Oh, by the way.
Yes! I wore mine to work the other day.
Yeah. And so this other book that she wrote is kind of like part of the series recently came out as well. So I want to read one or the other. I want to either read The Wedding Date or The Proposal. They're not like they're not related. They're not the same characters, but it is the same author, same style. And there's definitely like sexy times in it. And so I was kind of going to leave it to Instagram to like, I was going to put it up to Instagram, like, which one should we read?
It's not the Proposal, Sandra Bullock, The Proposal, no, right?
Also a different one. She just picks titles.
The Wedding Date and then the...
But it sounded, Kris was showing them to me, and it sounded cool because they're contemporary, which we haven't, I feel like most of the romances we've done lately have been historical or
fantasy or historical. Okay.
This is like your traditional like rom-com kind of thing.
Wow, I don't think we've ever done a.
No, that's what I was saying. I don't think we've done any like super contemporary boy meets girl. They pretend to go on a date, then they actually want to date for real. You know what I mean? It's like
Then she finds out she has gonorrhea, and he actually has 3 kids already and is legally married in 2 states.
But yeah, but basically, yes. So I kind of wanted to end the year on like a rom-com-y feel.
Sure.
So I'll throw it to Instagram and we'll see which one we read. I'll be happy with both of them, with either of them. I mean, I reserve both of them, so I'm gonna read both of them. But yeah, and then so we'll talk about it in the next meeting, and then we'll also do our yearly wrap up.
Yay!
Shame ourselves for not reading as much as we could have, and not reading as much romance, but also celebrate our Only Lovers Awards. We got to come up with the award this year. But last year was the Bailey's bottle.
What?
I will not vote for Beste in any single category.
If Beste wins the Goodreads thing, you cannot keep denying it. If it wins like the Goodreads romance of the year,
Andrea.
Oh my god, it better not. Oh, what a shame.
I voted for Beste because
it's a shame.
No, just because I want Andrea to be happy.
That's a good friend.
I was like, this is ridiculous. Sure.
Oh my god. Fine. Okay.
But I voted for Katana Comics in the comic section because I met them in real life and they were super, super sweet.
That means nothing to me, but okay.
Oh, the Katana Comics. The girl with the long hair and the big ass head, and the boyfriend has big ass head and beard.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I met Adam Ellis too, and he was super cool too.
It doesn't feel as personal as you voting for Beste though.
Sorry. Yeah. Nothing against you. I also didn't know who any of the other people in the category were. So I was like, oh, there's Beste. You know what?
My fault. I accept it. This is my fault that this happened.
Did this to yourself.
I did this to myself.
Yep.
Okay. Well, so be it. Anyway, next month we'll be reading Jasmine Guillory, and then we'll do the wrap up and the Only Lovers Awards, and I'm sure Beste will sweep the competition. I'm working on the list.
Yeah.
He's not gonna sweep the competition.
I wonder what my biggest disappointment will be.
All right. Bye, Internet.
Goodbye, Internet. We love you. Stay safe.
Bye.